So, good morning to one and all, those who are present here today for this housekeeping third practical. And today we are going to understand how to make the format and how to plan the training program in the housekeeping department. So, please recall in our first class we have discussed about time and motion study, and post that we have done practical. The task which we completed for time and motion study was bed making. Then in our previous class we have completed our second practical, and in second practical we have discussed about inspection checklist, and there you have understood how to prepare inspection checklist. All of you are supposed to write inspection checklist and bring it today. Hope all of you have completed writing in journal. Yes, so any one of you have any problem in completing that particular topic? No, sir. Okay. Good. So now we can start third practical today, and today we would like to discuss about training. Today we will try to discuss about the topic training. Now, any one of you have got any idea as how to define the training program? Please raise your hand. We have discussed this topic through online mode in our theory class. So can anyone define the term training? Please raise your hand. Okay, if not, then I have to ask you individually. In your idea, how do you define the term training?
Sir, training would be defined as the knowledge given on the job.
Good. Let us give a round of applause for him. So, he tried to link the term training with the knowledge. So, he says through training, you can give knowledge to a person. In your opinion, what is training?
So it is given to the amateur or freshers by experienced person.
Good. Round of applause for him. So he says training is given to a new employee, a new joinee by a trained person, by experienced person to make them aware about the organization or about the department. Good. In your opinion, what is the training? You have done your industrial training. So have you gone through any training in your training during your training period, first day of your training period? Yeah. So what was that?
I was first briefed about whatever I had to do.
Good. So let us give a round of applause for her. So in first day's training, she was briefed about what is to be done and all other things. So in this way, we quickly recalled, and if you plug together all these points, we have discussed about training. So what you need to do in your journal, you need to write what is training. That will be the first thing that you have to write for this particular chapter. So first thing that you will write in your journal for this practical will be, you have to define the term training, and it can be taken from any source. So please make note of it, and whenever you are discussing about training, please recall we had discussed about ASK while discussing about this particular topic in our theory class. Anyone remember what is the expansion of the term K? Please raise your hand. Good.
Knowledge.
He says knowledge.
Knowledge.
Good. So let us give a round of applause for both of them. Yes, they are correct. It is knowledge. What does this term S stands for? Raise your hand. Okay, we'll go to some other person this time. Okay, we have the person who is recording as well. So we'll ask her first. Yes. Skill. Is she right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's give a round of applause for both of them. S stands for skill. Perfect. And then the last one, A. Okay, so maybe we'll go to her now this time.
Attitude.
Let us give a round of applause for her. She is saying it is attitude. Good. Now, why we discussed this particular term again here when we are doing our practical? Whenever you give training, you should understand what is the purpose for it, why you are giving it, what will happen if you give training. If you understand why you are doing this work, then only you will have interest in it. So before starting practical, you should understand why you are going to study this particular topic and how it is going to help you. All of you are in third year and all of you are like executive housekeeper or a management staff, because the subject that you are studying, it is accommodation management. So if you are housekeeper of a hotel, you will have to organize training for your employees. All of you agree with this? You are the leader of the department, you are the head of the department, so you will have to organize training program. You cannot simply organize training program according to your wish. So you need to know what are the steps, what are the things that you will be doing as a housekeeper if you have to design the training program. So initially we need to know what will happen, why there is requirement for training, what will happen once you give the training program. So that is the reason we are discussing about this particular term, attitude, skill and knowledge. Now if you give knowledge to a person, on the basis of that knowledge, he can apply the knowledge and improve his or her skill. And if a person is improving the knowledge and the skill, automatically they'll be interested in doing the job and they will improve their attitude. Attitude is a type of behavior. So, if you give training, you are improving the knowledge of your employee, you are improving the skill of your employee, and that in turn will improve the attitude of a person. If the attitude of a person improves, automatically the standard of the hotel is improved and it is maintained properly. Now, please recall, there are some other terminologies which can be used in place of attitude, skill and knowledge. Internationally, at international level, many times they don't use this term attitude, skill and knowledge. They use some other terms or some other terminologies. Anyone have got any idea what is the term they use for knowledge? They don't use the term knowledge outside many times, like at international level, many times they replace this knowledge with a term which is known as information. Any idea? They replace the term skill with particular terminologies at international level. Good. So we have the person who is recording video for us. Yes, please. Perfect. Let's give a round of applause for her. She is telling it is competencies. And yes, that is the perfect word, that is the correct terminology. It is competencies. Then attitude. What is the term for attitude? Okay. Pardon? Behavior. It is mindset. Yes, attitude is a type of behavior. Yes, that is correct. But usually the term that we use is mindset. Yes, attitude is a behavior. Definitely yes. So let us give a round of applause for the person who told it is behavior. So I think you have not had your breakfast properly. Huh? Please give a round of applause nicely. Good. So if you give proper training, you improve the knowledge or the information of the person, you try to improve the skill or the competencies, and you improve the attitude and the mindset. Now what happens if you make a person getting interest in doing a particular job? Automatically the attitude improves. It is the nature of a human being. So a proper information, proper skill will definitely develop the attitude of a person. Is it clear why we need to give training? Good. So if you see the syllabus says you have to design. So you have to design the training program. The practical says you have to design the training program. How you are going to design the training program, that is what we are going to understand in today's practical. Now please recall, if you have to design the training, how you will identify training is to be given in which particular area. There are many activities that happens in housekeeping. You have pest control, you have floor arrangement, you have say public areas, you have guest room. In guest room you have bathroom cleaning, bedroom cleaning. You have to take care of linen, you have to take care of laundry, you have to take care of uniform. There are many areas in the housekeeping department. How you will decide where the training is required? It cannot be on the basis of your assumption. So how you are going to decide it? For that, we have a 5-step planning process for training. Please recall, we have also discussed during our theory class. First thing, we need to analyze the need. First thing, we need to analyze the need of the training program. How you will do this? Through the feedback from the employees, feedback from the management, and feedback from the guest. You have to analyze that and find out wherever there is a scope for improvement, you can go for training program. Second thing, housekeepers will always be on rounds. So on the basis of observation also, you can decide what is the need of the training program. I mean, it is where it is required. Once you decide that, then you have to decide area of training program. That means which area, which particular section of the housekeeping department requires training program. You have different departments, just now we discussed. Is it in floor arrangement area, or in linen room, or in uniform room, or in laundry, or in floor, or in the floor pantry, or in the housekeeping stores? So you have to decide that area, and then you have to prioritize the task. There may be different tasks in this particular area which you need to organize for training. So you need to prioritize the task. So this will be the second step, which all of you must follow whenever you have to give the training. And then third one, type of training. Once you have identified the need, then second thing, you have decided which area, you have prioritized the task. Now you have to decide which type of training program. And we have discussed about 10 different types of training program in our theory class. But here for practical, we have only 3 different types of training program. We'll discuss only about those 3 that we'll see little later. So now once the type of training program is done, we need to now start the training program. So for starting a training program, you have to plan it. So you have to plan it and implement it. So what will be the fourth step? You are preparing for training program. You are preparing yourself. You are the housekeeper. You have identified the need. You have identified the areas and prioritized the task. Then you have decided which type of training, and then you have to plan and you have to implement the training, and then finally you will evaluate the training program. That is the fifth point. Evaluate. So these are the 5 steps if you want to start the training program. These are the steps in planning a training program. How you will plan yourself? Having planned that you want to have which type of training, now you need to understand and you need to recall what are the different types of training program. We need to revise this, we need to recall this from the theory class, and then we will proceed further about going ahead as how to prepare the format for training program. So 3 different types of training program that you need to identify are orientation, can anyone tell what is the other name for orientation program? Please raise your hand if you know the other term for orientation training program. Anyone from here would like to tell? Someone please. Freshers training. Okay. Anyone else? Other name for orientation training program?
Induction.
Good.
Induction.
Induction. Let us give round of applause for them. Please give good round of applause. Yes, good. Orientation training is also known as induction training program. Orientation is also known as induction. Then, second type of training program which we need to understand and for which we need to design the format and plan the training program is refresher. The second training program that we need to design is refresher training program. And the third type of training program that we need to design and develop is remedial. Third type of training program is remedial training program. So we need to design and develop these 3 types of training program. So let us understand and recall the definition of these and then we'll proceed further to our next step. So can anyone tell what is orientation training program? Please raise your hand. What is orientation or induction training program? Please raise your hand. Induction or orientation? Okay, we have one person there, so let us see what is his view on induction or orientation training program.
Actually, it is a type of training which is given to a new employee.
Perfect. Let us give a round of applause for him. All of you have done your industrial training, and I'm sure there would have been a day where you would have joined hotel. So whenever you join a new organization, a new hotel, either as a trainee or as an employee, you are given a training and where you are taken around the property for a property visit and you are told about the company, where you fit in the hierarchy, when you will be getting the salary, how you will be getting the salary, where is the cafeteria. All these informations are shared with you, and that is what is known as orientation training or induction training. And it is always given to a new employee or a new trainee. Is it clear? Good. So having understood what is the orientation training program, today we will design this orientation training program in the classroom. Maybe after another 15 minutes from now. Second one is refresher training. So anyone can recall what is refresher training? Okay.
It's for old employees, sir, because from time to time, sir, they forget how to do something, so, sir, for refreshing them, sir, need to train sir time to time.
Anyone else? Yes.
So refresher training is done for the employees who already have exposure to the industry and are switching jobs.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other clarification further? Okay, let's give round of applause for both of them. It is very feeble. Please give round of applause for both of them. Very good. So if you don't speak, you have to clap a little louder. Good. Let us come back to our topic, refresher training. Whenever you give training to an existing employee, we call it as refresher training. What you are doing? You are refreshing the memories of the employees. and that is why we call it as refresher training. It is the training which is given to recall the informations, to revise whatever we have been doing. Why it is done so? It is a human nature to forget things. I have learned something today. I am implementing that in my organization. But maybe after say 1 year or 1.5 years, slowly what will happen? I'll make little changes as per my convenience. It will not affect anything at large, but then it is about the standard of the hotel. You have to maintain the standard. So there are minor variations also, there the complaints may come. So you need to give refresher training to revise the memories, to refresh, to recall, and that is why we call it as refresher training. Is it clear to all of you? Good. Now we will try to recall the third one. Third one is remedial training. So can anyone tell what is remedial training? Good. We have one person there.
Sir, remedial training is like us new technologies coming in the hotel. So, sir, it's a training for old employees. Like us, they don't know how to deal with new technology. So, this is for training for the old employees for how to work with new technologies.
Okay, so he says that you have a hotel where one room or one person has been using a particular technology, say for example particular machine, but you want to implement using new machine in your hotel, and there's a change of technology. So you are switching over from one technology to other. So in that case, he's saying we need to organize for remedial training. We have one more person responding here. So let us see what she says.
Just like Himanshu said, to adopt the new technology or process that they use.
Good. So let us give round of applause for both of them. Good. So what they told, yes, it is correct. Whenever you change the process, the existing process, many times you try to amend the process. Say you are using one SOP. After COVID, in all the hotels they have changed the SOP. So there was a change in the process. So if there is any change in the process, you need to give training to all the employees. Then sometimes, as they rightly told, if you are going to adopt new technology, then also you need to give training program, which is remedial training program. You want to tell anything? So, is it clear what is remedial training program? Let us have one example. Say I am room boy of a hotel. I am room boy of a hotel. In my hotel, they follow traditional method of bed making. All of you know what is traditional method of bed making? We have got mattress protector, first bed sheet, pillow and pillow cover. Till here it is common for both modern and the traditional method of bed making. But in traditional they use blanket with 2 bed sheets, whereas in modern they will be using duvet with duvet cover. And for modern they put runner, whereas for the traditional they will be putting bed cover. Now in my hotel, where I am room boy, the hotel is following process of traditional method of bed making. And from next month, they are going to adopt a new policy because they have had some MOU with one brand. Say let me assume say it is a married brand. So they want to upgrade, and they have to use the modern method of bed making. So if they have to give training to me how to use duvet, which I have never seen earlier, this type of training will be called as remedial training. Total change in process. Secondly, one more example. I am room boy of another hotel. I have changed that job. I have joined some another hotel where they are using broom to sweep the guest room. But from next month, they are planning to introduce vacuum cleaner. Now I am class 8 pass because I am a room boy. I have just done my 8 pass. I have not seen hotel management college. I have not seen any hotel. I have not seen vacuum cleaner. So it is a totally new thing for me. So if I have to switch over from using broom to a vacuum cleaner, I need a training for technology, using this new technology. So which type of training all of you organize for me? Perfect. Give round of applause for all of yourself. So now all of you are perfect housekeeper because you understood which is the type of training you will organize depending on the need. Is it clear? So please try to revisit. What we are going to do today, we need to understand how to design a training program. The word design can also be called as devise. So how to design or how to devise the training program. For that, please remember any training program means attitude, skill and knowledge. These are the three things that gets improved. For that, you need to first identify the need of the training program. Then you need to identify the area and prioritize it. And then you can decide which are the tasks you are going to take it up first for the training program. Then you need to design type of training program, and that is what we have discussed just now, which is a kind of revision. Now, if you decided which is the type of training program, now what we need to do, we need to plan and implement. And after that, all of you know what is evaluation. Through feedback, we will evaluate. So now let us understand this fourth step, which is plan and implement. Is it clear till here whatever we have discussed till now? So we will proceed further, and there we need to understand 4-step method for training. We are going to understand 4-step method for training program. There are 4 steps. If you understand those 4 steps, you can now design the training program. So let us discuss for another 7 minutes, and then we will discuss how to prepare the format and the training program. Number 1. Prepare for training. First thing what you need to do is you need to prepare yourself for training. Please note down these steps because it is very, very important steps from the practical point of view. Then present. Once you are through, you have planned it, then you have to present it. Then practice. Why practice? Because we are speaking about the housekeeping training where practical is compulsory part. So you need to have on hands practice. That is the reason we need to have practice, which is like practical. And then finally feedback. Then finally you have to take the feedback and you have to see if it is required to retrain, you will be giving the retraining. Is it clear what are these 4 steps? So now we'll try to know how to design the format, and for formatting we need information from these. Now what are those information that we require? Prepare for training program. What you will prepare? First thing you will prepare the need for the training program, right? So need means the training program is required for whom? You have room boys, you have supervisors, you have managers, you may have many other employees of different sections of housekeeping department. You have florists, you have pest control team. So in this way you have many teams. So you need to identify who are your trainees. Is it clear? So first thing what you will decide here is trainees. Who are your trainees? Number 1. Then, so it is who? Who are your trainees? Number 2. Where you are going to do the training? Where? That means it is about location. What will be the venue of your training program? Training room, banquet hall. If it is a bed making training program, a particular guest room with a room number. So you need to decide the location. Then question comes when. That means date and time. The question is when. So it is date and time. Then again who, and now this is, you know who is the trainee. Now again the question comes, who will be the trainer? You cannot conduct the training program for all the 5 days if you have to require to give the training from morning to evening. Continuously 5 days, one person should not give training program. So you need to identify who, that is resource person. you need to identify who is the resource person, and then definitely you have already decided what. So what you are going to do? Actually, you are going to give training program. So this what actually can come here as well. What type of training program? So already you have decided you will give which type of training program or what type of training program. So maybe remedial, refresher, or orientation, and in that further you have to identify which task you are going to take up or which are the different tasks that you are going to take up. Is it clear? So if you understand this, it becomes very easy for us to proceed further for conducting the training program. Now, present is like theory. Once you decide everything, what you need to do? You need to organize yourself. You need to organize. Suppose you have resource person, you have to speak to them, you have to see they are there. You need to give some practical training, you need to have some machines, you need to have that. So, in this prepare and training, actually there are two things: plan and organize. You have to do the planning and you also have to organize the things. Then present means theory. You start the practical, you start the training program, but usually you will start with welcome and say introduction to the topic. Then slowly you will try to give all the knowledge or information in this particular part of training that is present. This can be done by lecture method, maybe through PPT, maybe through some video, maybe through some role play, maybe through some discussion. Can be any mode of your choice, because if you are the housekeeper, you know better which is the best tool to adopt here for presentation. You can adopt any of these. It can also be demonstration. Then the next point, what we need to understand is practice. This is like practical. So whatever you are telling them, now it is the time to develop this skill into them. And then finally it is feedback. Through feedback you come to know the attitude of the person, they have learned properly or not. So if you understand this first step, we'll straight away go to preparation of format and will design the training program. So please recall, if you want to design a training program, you need to know these four things. As a housekeeper, your main duty is to prepare for training. It is your main duty to prepare for training. Once you prepare the format, automatically the resource person will come and they will present it. The other resource persons will come or the same person will come, they will do the practice and they will also take the feedback, or you can come and take the feedback. But what you need to understand is how to prepare for training. This is what is the most important thing for housekeeping. Housekeeper, because you are going to plan and you are going to organize the training program. And it is not that housekeeper will take training program for all the days. Because as per syllabus, you have to design 2 days orientation training program, 5 days refresher training program, and 5 days remedial training program. Is it clear? So now we can do it practically. We'll see how the format is to be prepared, and then I'll share one checklist with you for orientation induction training program, and on the basis of that checklist, you can post it in your format. So now quickly in 5 minutes time, we'll see the format and then we'll proceed further for the practical. You have to write the name of the hotel. Then you need to write the name of the department. Then you have to write training program. That means training is in which particular area or which particular task. And then we need to write date. Time here means duration. Venue. So in this way, you need to complete the top portion of the format. We have seen how to design the format even in your previous class, where we have discussed about inspection checklist. So this will be on top, and then you need to just draw some columns and rows. So here you will put time in second column. Then third column you will put topic or task or can be activity. Then you will write about the resource person. And finally, if you have any remarks, you can write here. So this is the format which is equally applicable to all types of training program, be it a orientation training program, induction training program, be it a refresher training program, or let it be a remedial training program. This format is applicable to all. You can have some changes here if you want. You are the housekeeper, so you are free to make some changes and amendment. If you want to add few points, you are most welcome because you will be designing it. But this format should be something like this. Now what you need to do, serial number 1. Let me assume I want to start a training program at 9:30. So if I'm starting at 9:30 a.m. and this is day 1, we need to write day. If it is 2 days, 3 days training program, 1 day training program means only the date. If 2-3 days training program, so we can write day 1, day 2, day 3, so that if there is any change in date also, the day remains the same. So day 1, 9:30 a.m. to say 10 a.m. This just I am filling it up. You need to have this format and fill it up for the practical right now. So what we will do, first we will understand how it is to be filled, and then I will share that format checklist with you. All of you can design it. So serial number 1, time is say 9:32 a.m. 9:30 a.m. to say 10 a.m. What is it we have here? Welcome and intro. So what you are doing, you are welcoming the trainees and the guests, and you are giving introduction on the topic. Who is doing it? Executive housekeeper. Then from say 10 a.m. to say 11 a.m. Let me assume I am giving training on bed making. So I'll tell about traditional method and modern method of bed making. Who will tell this? This will be done by say deputy housekeeper, and you can write the name Mr. XYZ or ABC. The name of the person should come. So we are writing serial number, which time to which time, what topic or what task is going to be done, who will be the person. Then if there is any remarks, we'll write here. Then say in my case, from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I want to give a tea break. So you should write tea break because continuously we are not supposed to conduct the training program. You have to give tea break. So in this way, you can continue, and then again next day you can continue. Is it clear? Can all of you design the training format? So what I will now, I'll share the checklist with you all, where I have 8 different points with certain sub-points in it. What you do, you draw this format, divide it into 2 days, because you have to design 2 days orientation training program. So whatever checklist I'll be sharing with you, you divide that, and you are housekeeper, so you know how much time it will take. Accordingly, put it in the time column, the time, the duration that you feel is correct, and then write the topic, write the resource person. In this way, prepare the format for 2 days orientation training program. Can all of you do it? So we'll do that. Let us thank the persons, those who are taking video. So I'll ask them to introduce themselves first, and then we'll prep for her, and then we'll go to him as well. So you can introduce yourself.
My name is Ayoka D'Souza.
So let us give a round of applause for her. And then let us come to the second person.
My name is Austin Felix.
Let us give round of applause for him. So they are helping us in recording this class so that this can be shared with your friends, those who are not able to attend the offline class here in the campus. So really a great job, and I'm thankful to both of them because both of them volunteered themselves that they will forego writing down all the points here in the class, and they will support me and help me in taking the video so as in turn to help their friends. So a very good noble cause. Let us give a round of applause for both of them once again. Thank you.